Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Fred Corner Boxing, and it's League 2 of our Prediction League. This program is sponsored by EasyStorage.com for all your local and nationwide needs, and proudly sponsors of our show. And thank you very much to them. So click the link in the bio and refer a friend, get £25 off anything business you do with them. Right, it's back to prediction turn. Look, we got three guys who are absolutely 100% nailed into this prediction league. The rest, we'll have to see them later. But thanks, guys, for coming along. This will be a short show, hopefully. We'll not take up too much of your time, but in the competitive spirit, there's 14 fights to choose from, gentlemen. And we're going to start with Friday night's fights, and we're going to come to Rye first, and then it'll be Ash, and then it'll be Jack, as per the tables. So the first fight is Friday night, and that's Daniel Piero of Cuba. He's got a record of 10 wins, 8 victories by inside the distance, no defeats, no draws. Last out in December last year with a TKO win versus Burns in 10 rounds, and this is a heavyweight fight. Cesar Navarro, the Mexican, is his opponent. 23 orthodox, 13 wins, 11 inside the distance, 2 defeats and no draws. Last out again November last year versus Campos, and he TKO'd him in 1 round. So I'm going to start with you, Rye, and welcome to the show, mate, my fellow countryman. You are in second place, just 4 points behind the leader. Let's go with your first prediction.
Cheers, mate. I've got to go for Pero. I mean, I don't know a lot about the two guys, to be honest, but just looking at the stats, I mean, the guy's 6'5", he's much bigger than Navarro.
That's
he's
right.
10 with 8 KOs, you know what I mean? So Cuban, can't go against the Cubans, so I'm going to go for a Pero knockout.
Thank you, Rye. Flash Ashley, welcome, sir.
Hello.
We're loving your competitiveness in this league, and it shows the spirit as you as a boxer. What do you think to this fight?
To be fair, like I don't normally watch any of these fights. Like sometimes I just blag it, but I actually decided to have a little watch of these two lads earlier, and that Pero's a very good guy. You know, he picks his shots very well. He's calm under pressure. He's composed, and he can bang. You know, as the record suggests. I mean, I just watched him spike some kiddie out in the first round. Oh, I knew it was a little fat dumpling, but he still spiked. Man, he looked good doing it. His opponent, I can't remember his name. I watched him as well.
Navarro.
Yeah, and he didn't look anywhere near the sort of class that Pero was. You know, he's tough and he's sturdy and he's durable, but he definitely ain't the class that Pero is. And considering Pero picks his shots very well, he's got the height and reach, and he can bang, I'm going to go with a Pero knockout. And I believe it'll be probably in the first 6 rounds.
In the first 6 rounds, yes. A lot of them in League 1 have actually gone for a Pero knockout. It was actually 8 out of the 9 guys picked it. Let's go to you, Jack Hughes. Jack the Punkhead Hughes, 94 points. You're giving the guys, you're downloading the information in Fight Week 1. You've seen what you're up against. This week, perfect opportunity to close that gap, Jack. What do you see in this first fight?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't have a clue of hardly any of these fighters, and normally I like to do a little bit of research before like going into this and like checking everyone out, and it completely slipped my mind until I got a message from Jam 40 minutes ago telling me that we're on live in 40 minutes. So I've just quickly ran onto BoxRack and just had a look and just gone with my gut feeling on all of them. So I'm just going to go with is it Pero?
Yes.
TKO.
Pero TKO. Thank you, Jack. Right, let's move on to the next fight. And obviously, we're going back to the UK for this. This is the Leewood anti-Kakachi event in Nottingham. And we're going to go on the first fight that we've picked for the Prediction League. And this is Sam Noakes in a lightweight affair against Patrick Balaz. Sam, from England, 27 years of his office. He's 6 inside the distance. He's unbeaten and no draws. Last out in December against Walsh, a UD win over 12 rounds. Patrick Balaz, the Czech Republic, 26. He's got 13 wins, 5 by way of knockout, 4 defeats, no draws. But he was last out in April. I think it says there, with a win against Georgia by UD over 6 rounds. So Sam Noakes, guys, do we see another Sam Noakes victory in this one? And I'll go to you first, Rye.
Aye, I don't see Sam losing. I watched him against Ryan Walsh. Ryan's a very experienced fighter, and he beat him convincingly, unanimous decision. But I think this time he'll get a KO. So I'm going for Noakes KO.
Noakes KO. Thank you, Rye. Thank you. Ash, do you see the same outcome, or do you see Balaz?
Yeah, I always get confused between Sam Noakes and Sean Noakes. How many fights and KOs has Sam Noakes had? You break up
16 fights, 16 fights, 14 wins, no defeats, no draws. So he's unbeaten.
16 fights and 14 knockouts.
That's okay. Correct.
Yeah, so he's the banger. I mean, to be fair, both lads bang pretty well, to be fair. They've had Czech Republicans. I did actually have a little gander look at him on YouTube a few minutes ago. Only for about 30 seconds. He ain't too bad, no. He can box a little bit, and he's quite durable. And again, his game. But, having this last fight of 6 rounder, he hasn't boxed at probably the same level that Noakes has boxed at. So, I'd go with the Noakes win, definitely. It's just whether he'll stop the kid. He doesn't look too bad. He looks like he can box a little bit, and he's durable. But could he take the power? I don't know. I'm going to go with a Sam Noakes. I'm going to do it with a TKO, probably round 6 to 8.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you for that. Jack, how do you see this?
Yeah, I think the smart betting man would definitely go for Sam Noakes TKO. The guy has only been stopped once, and it was by a real banger. I think he had 12 fights and stopped 11, and that's the only person to stop him. But yeah, I'm going to go Sam Noakes TKO.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Right, let's move on to the third fight, and that is Owen Cooper versus Chris Congo in a welterweight affair. Owen Cooper, 24, 10 fights. 11 fights. 10 wins, 4 inside the distance, 1 defeat. And that was against Essuman last year in July, where he's got knocked out in the 12th round, TKO. Chris Congo,
a brilliant fight. Brilliant fight, that was.
Absolutely stupendous fight. Chris Congo, he's now 32, orthodox, 17 wins, 7 inside the distance, 2 defeats. And he was last out in December last year with a win against Mosquera, UD, over 6 rounds, coming back off a defeat. Now, how do you see this one going, guys? And I'll come back to you, Rye.
This one's, I think, is a bit trickier. I think this could be a closer fight. I think Congo is the favourite on paper. He's fought a high-level opponent. That, I think I'll go for Congo split decision. I'll go for that.
Split decision. Yes, that seems to be a popular pick, especially in League One. The split decision in this fight. Right, let's go to you, Ash. Now, this is a good fight.
It's a very, very good fight. The 50-50 fight. Cooper's got to come back. He's got to come back with a vengeance. He lost a very close. Well, I said, okay, I'll stop it. It was an absolute brutal fight against Essuman. last year. He's been out the ring for almost a year now. Congo, to be honest, like when I saw the predictions, my first instinct was Congo would win. Because he can box. He's a bit like Esserman himself. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the Congo, and I'll say Congo split.
Chris Congo by split decision.
Yeah.
The same as right. Thank you, mate. To you, Jack. Sorry, your mic's off, mate.
I'm back. Yeah.
Good,
So I did this last time in the predictions, and it didn't end up going very well for me. But I've actually got Congo down unanimous decision, but I'm going to switch it and go with Cooper split decision.
Cooper by split decision. You know what they say, Jack? Never change your mind. Right. Let's go to the next fight. And this is another intriguing affair. This is a light heavyweight bout between Ezra Taylor and Troy Jones, both of England. Let's go Ezra first. He's 30 years of age, orthodox, 11 wins, 8 inside the distance, no defeats, no draws. He was last out in March of this year with a win by KO in his second round of 6 to Maycock. And Troy Jones, 26, orthodox, 12 wins, 6 inside the distance. Again, no defeats, no draws. So somebody's all got to go. He was last out in November of last year against Stevenson with a win, unanimous decision over 10 rounds. So back to you, Rye.
I think Ezra comes in the slight favourite again. I think it might be a close fight, but I think Ezra Taylor will get him out. I think it'll be an Ezra KO TKO.
Thank you, Rye. KO for Ezra Taylor. Ash.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about Ezra's opponent, to be fair. I remember there was a Troy Jones used to train with years ago. But just looking at the predictions table, I was with Ezra Taylor all day, so I'll stick with that. Ezra Taylor. I'm going to go with points.
What method?
Well, what are they? Heavyweights, aren't they?
Yeah, light heavyweights.
Light heavy.
So you got Taylor.
How many knockouts does Ezra Taylor had out of 11?
Sorry, mate.
How many knockouts?
Ezra Taylor has 8 from 11.
Fairly high.
And Troy Jones has 6 from 12. Both unbeaten.
Ezra Taylor TKO.
Ezra Taylor TKO, says Ash. Thank you, mate. Jack.
Looking at their box recs, both lads haven't really. It doesn't seem like they've been in with the highest of level opponents.
That's
so I think this is both like their step up for both of them. So it'd definitely be interesting. But I see that Ezra Taylor beat Joel McIntyre, which is quite a good win. Even though Joel's probably, like, bless him, he's been on like the decline for his last couple fights. But yeah, just seeing that, I'm going to go with Ezra Taylor TKO.
Ezra Taylor TKO. Thank you, Jack. Right. Let's move on to the next fight on the card. And this is a featherweight affair. Liam Davis versus Kurt Walker of Ireland. Liam Davis, the Englishman, 29, orthodox, 16 wins, 8 inside the distance, 1 defeat. His last opponent was that defeat to Masood in the by split decision in that fight. And his opponent is Kurt Walker, 30 years of age, orthodox, 12 wins, 2 inside the distance. He is unbeaten. He was last out in March of this year versus Woodstock, where he won by majority decision over 10 rounds. Let's go back to you, Rye. Does Liam Davis come back after his disappointing split decision loss to Masood?
I think he comes back, and I think he gets the TKO. I think he'll come back in emphatic fashion.
So you going for the knockout, right?
Yep, going for the knockout. KO, TKO for Liam
Thank
Davis.
you, mate. Thank you, mate. Ashleen?
I see Liam Davis win. I don't think he has the stoppage. He's only got 50% knockout ratio. He's stepping up a weight. They're going to be able to take the punches better. So I'm going to go with Liam Davis, UD.
Liam Davis, UD. Thank you, Ash. Jack, do you see the power being an issue for Davis moving up in weight?
Probably not, to be fair. He seems like quite a tough lad. To be honest, I hate the fact that he's moved up in weight. I hate that excuse where every time everyone loses, they're like, "Oh, I'm dead at the weight, so like I just got to move up." But like, it's one of my big pet hates. But Liam Davis was at one point like literally on the brink of a world title and was just smashing everyone you put in a ring with him. And I've seen that Kurt Walker fight. I watched his last fight, and he's actually quite a talented boxer. So I think this is going to be harder than people think. To be honest, everything in me saying that Liam Davis is going to beat him, but I'm going to go with Kurt Walker. Majority decision. I'm taking a risk. They say he who dares wins.
This is true, Jack. He who does dare does win. You've gone for a majority decision, and in the Cooper Congo, you went against the grain with a split decision. Loving it, mate. Loving it. This could separate the men from the boys this week. Now, Anthony Kakachi does headline against Lee Wood in this featherweight affair, super featherweight affair. But Anthony Kakachi, 36-year-old southpaw now, 23 wins, 8 inside the distance, 1 defeat, no draws. Last out September last year with a 12th round, obviously unanimous decision win over Josh Warrington. Lee Wood fought the same guy last year, 2 years ago, I should say. But he's got 28 wins, 17 inside the distance, 3 defeats. He's either one of them guys knockout or be knockout sort of guys is very hard to beat. As Kakachi got the minerals, he's certainly got the resume to suggest that he could take this. What do you think, Rai?
I'm looking forward to this one. I think it could be a cracker, absolute cracker. To be
Oh,
honest.
absolutely.
I like both fighters. I like both fighters a lot, and they seem like nice guys. But I think Anthony will just get a unanimous decision. I think it'll be a warm. He'll just get the smoother, cleaner work throughout the fight.
Right, thank you, Rai. Back to you, Ash. Do you see Lee Wood?
Sorry, what did I say there?
Anthony Kakachi.
Unanimous decision. Sorry,
Kakachi UD. Right, back to you, Ash.
Yeah, I've shared the ring with Lee Wood a few years ago before he boxed in that prize fighters sort of tournament thing. With Joyce and that lot and Dickens, and Lee was one of the most talented boxers I've shared the ring with. He was just unbelievable, and his power is deceptive. Like, you don't realize just how hard he punches, but he has got a fair few knockouts, which shows he can bang. And I think I called it back when I sparred him. I said to my coach and manager back then, I said, look, Lee was the best featherweight in the country. And I was laughed at because at that time it wasn't. He had a shock defeat to Dickens. But he was a bit off with his training. He wasn't really fully focused on his fitness and his training, and he kind of played a little bit too much. Now in these last few years, kind of like kick up the ass, and he don't fuck about no more. He's on the ball.
Yeah.
Only
go. So what are you saying? So what are you saying for this? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's a very hard one to call. But I'm going to go with Lee Wood. I'm going to go with Lee Wood TKO. I think he'll bring it back from the depths of despair and spark him.
Very, very good. Very good. Thank you, Ash. And obviously the loss to Jazza Dickens for me has worked out very well. Jazza was very good in this last fight. when he moved up in weight. I was very, very impressed with him. Could be a premise of things to come. Let's go to you, Jack. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an absolute belter of a fight. And I think that Kakachi's caught Wood probably at about the right time. I think Lee Wood's on the decline. And I think going to change it again. I've got UD, but I'm going to go with Kakachi stops him late.
Kakachi for the stoppage. Right, it's a 3-1 verdict here, fellas, but very much different verdict. Split decision, unanimous decision, a knockout for Kakachi and a knockout for Wood the other way. Fantastic stuff. Loving it. Right, let's go across the pond. And we're going to go to the Navarrete Suarez card. Emmanuel Navarrete will fight a super featherweight title fight against Charlie Suarez. Navarrete's 30 years of age, an orthodox, 39 wins, 32 inside the distance, 2 defeats, 1 draw. Last out in December last year versus Oscar Valdez with a 6th round brutal knockout. His opponent, Charlie Suarez, is 36. He's orthodox. He is unbeaten. 18 wins, 10 inside the distance. Last out in September last year versus Jose Castaneda with a TKO in round 3 of 12. Going back to you, Rai, for Navarrete Suarez.
I think this one's a no-brainer, to be honest. Navarrete is just a far better opponent, far more experience. I think he'll get the KO. I mean, Suarez is unbeaten, but he's just not been in the same calibre of opponents at all. So, yeah, Navarrete KO for me.
Thank you, mate. I hear you. Ashleen?
Yeah, exactly the same for me. Navarrete TKO.
He's a dangerous man. Jack?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Emmanuel TKO.
Thank you very much. Well, that was easy, gentlemen. That was easy. Let's hopefully move on to a much harder fight to predict. Or maybe it won't be. It's Ray Muratalia in a lightweight contest versus Zaya Abdullayev of Russia. The American is 28. He's orthodox. He's 22 wins, 17 inside the distance. Obviously, he's unbeaten. Last out in November last year versus Jose Campos with a TKO in round 2. Zaya Abdullayev, 31 years of age, orthodox, 20 wins, 12 inside the distance, 1 defeat, no draws. And last out in October last year versus Carrasco with a TKO in the final round of 12. Back to you, Rai. What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking a lot. I've not really looked at it, to be honest. I'm not familiar with the fighters in this one at all. So I'm just going to go for a Muratalia TKO.
It's a good call because in League One, it's Muratalia across the board and it's split between obviously points and knockouts. Ashleen, do you see any different?
Yeah, I don't know who these are either. So I'm going with the home fighter, whoever that was. It sounded like a decent knockout like presented.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with the home fighter TKO.
Thank you, mate. And Jack.
Yeah, same for me. I don't know any of them are, so I'm going Raymond TKO.
Raymond Muratalia TKO across the board. Thank you. Right, to another fight. This is a welterweight fight. This is Giovanni Santillan, the American, 33-year-old southpaw, 33 wins, 18 inside the distance, 1 defeat. Last out in December last year against Freddie Lawson, who he retired in the first round. His opponent tonight is Angel Beltran. He's a Mexican, 29-year-old, also southpaw, 18 wins, 11 inside the distance, 2 defeats. Last out in March of this year against Jose Velarde, knockout in the 3rd round of 6. Again, you may not know much about these guys, but what's your gut instinct saying, right?
I'm going for Giovanni Santillan, and I'm going to go for a unanimous decision.
Good call. Ashleen?
I go with Santillan, but late TKO.
Late KO. Thank you, my man. Thank you. And Jack?
Yeah, I'm going with what's his name?
Santillán.
Santillán, unanimous decision.
UD. Yeah, similar to League One. Right, let's move on to the next obscure fight. And that's Andres Cortez versus Salvador Jimenez. This is a super featherweight bout. Cortez is 27 orthodox, 22 wins, 12 inside distance, no defeats. Last out in June of last year versus Nova, where he won over 10 rounds in unanimous decision. His opponent is Salvador Jimenez, is Spaniard, 29, 14 wins, 6 inside the distance, 1 defeat, 1 draw. Last out in March of this year, and he lost to Ryan Garner. Don't know if many of you saw that fight, over 12 rounds. So maybe give you a bit of an indicator. Back to you, Rye.
I'm going to go for I'm a bit torn in this one. What have I put down? I'm going to go for a Cortez unanimous decision.
Cortez unanimous decision. Thanks, mate. Rye? Sorry, Ash?
Yeah, I've had exactly the same. I had a little watch, and I think he'll go the distance. Cortez unanimous.
Thank you, mate. And Jack?
I'm going Cortez TKO.
And Jack goes for the knockout, the extra 5 points. He needs them. Let's move on to Erickson Lubin versus Andreo Holmes. This is an even more difficult fight to predict. Again, 2 southpaws. Erickson Lubin, 26 wins, 18 inside the distance, 2 defeats. Last out in September of 23 versus Jesus Ramos Jr., where he won by unanimous decision over 12. His opponent is a fellow countryman, Andreo Holmes. He's 30 years of age, southpaw, 17 wins, 6 inside the distance, and he's unbeaten. He was last out far more recently in December of last year against Eduardo Humani Jr., where he won over 10 rounds by UD. Back to you, Rai.
I'm going to go for Erickson Lubin, just based on the fact that he's more experienced. He fought Fundora and took him the distance. I mean,
that's true.
He lost that fight, but he done well. So I'm going to go for that. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Lubin. I'm going to go for a KO, actually.
Right, he's coming back to a KO, big stoppage win.
Yeah,
that'd be a great comeback. Ashley,
I go Lubin, but points UD.
UD for Lubin. And Jack,
Holmes Jr. TKO.
You're not the only one. A few in League One went for it. Right, gentlemen, 3 fights to go. This is a ladies' fight. And this is Nazarena Romero from Argentina. She's 30 years of age. She's unorthodox. She's 14 wins, 8 inside the distance. She's unbeaten and 2 draws. Last out of August last year versus Cuesta, where she won by TKO in the final round. This is a super bantamweight contest. Her opponent is a Mexican, Mayeli Flores, 32 years of age, 12 wins, 4 inside the distance, 1 defeat, 1 draw, and last out in November of last year versus Soto, where she won by TKO in round 5 of 8. My thinking this, guys, is I've got no clue as to who these female boxers are. I wonder if you do. Right.
I'm the same as you, mate. I'm just going to go for a Romero UD.
Romero UD seems to be the favourite bet so far. Ash?
Yeah, you know what? I've actually watched these 2 books. I did a little bit of research on these 2. I'm a bit of a boxing connoisseur.
The only bloody boxers you've watched out of the whole fight is 2 females on this 14-fight card, and all these great boxers, and you remember Romero and Flores. Incredible. Now, what do you know about them, and what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I think that Romero is a bit of a higher caliber boxer. I actually think she's pretty decent with boxing wise, and I can't see her slipping up and losing. So I'm going with Romero, UD.
UD for Romero. Thanks, mate. Jack, any
Gonna
difference?
go Romero TKO.
Jack is hunting these points tonight. I'm loving it for Saturday, Jack. I'm loving it, mate. Just give a shout out to everybody in the chat for all you are watching. Please come over and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Help the channel grow. We're doing really well. We just want to continue that trend. Right, penultimate fight, gentlemen. This is a welterweight affair. It's Suleiman Sissoko versus Edgy Kavalauskas. Call him Edgy. Can't even pronounce his first name. He's unorthodox. He's 17 wins, 9 inside the distance. Sissoko unbeaten, and he was last out in November 2023 against Lucero with a win, unanimous decision over 12 rounds. And Kavalauskas, 24 wins, 19 inside the distance, 2 defeats, 1 draw. And similar story, he was last out in December of 2023 with a win over John Marufo by knockout in round 3 of 8. Let's go back to you, Rai. Sissoko, Kavalauskas.
I really don't know. I mean, I'm going to go for a Sissoko UD. I'm not sure at all.
Okay, mate. Thank you. Ashley?
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know then, but I'm going to go against the grain. The away fighter, can't remember his name, by TKO.
Kavalauskas. TKO for Kavalauskas. He's well capable. Don't worry about that. He's well capable.
I was thinking about that because he's got a lot of knockouts.
Aye. Jack?
Sissoko, whatever his name is, TKO.
Yeah. He's a tough lad, Sissoko. Watch one of his fights. My God, he could take, he exchanges viciously in spite. Great stuff. Thanks, gentlemen. Right, it's the final fight.
Very inactive.
This is yeah, exactly. But again, the other guy's just as inactive by a month. Martinez and Ioka, right? Fernando Martinez, the Argentinian, he's 33 orthodox, 17 wins, 9 inside the distance. He's unbeaten. Last out in August last year, obviously beating Ioka. So this is the rematch that was put off from the 31st of December. Kazuto Ioka, he's 36 now. 31 wins, 16 inside distance, and the 3 defeats. Obviously, he lost to Martinez. In this rematch, gentlemen, coming to you first, Ray, is it revenge or is it repeat?
I think it's repeat. I think Martinez, UD.
Thank you, mate. Over to you, Ash.
Yeah, exactly the same as me. I can't see Ryoka coming back in this. He's over the hill. So yeah, UD, madness.
Thank you, mate. He'll still be tough to beat. You've agreed so far. Jack, is Martinez going to do one better, or is he just going to just keep it as it was? Just too good.
So an interesting statistic for you that my old promoter, Steve Goodwin, used to tell me a lot. Apparently 90% of immediate rematches end in exactly the same way or exactly the same winner. So just an interesting fact. Don't know how accurate them numbers are, but interesting fact. I thought I'd just throw in there. So yeah, with that, I'm going with the 90% Martinez UD.
Martinez UD. Thank you, Jack. And that concludes our predictions for Fight Week 4. Oh, sorry, there's 4 on the other one. It's Fight Week 2 for you guys. As we said, the other guys have got until tomorrow to put the predictions in. If they fail to do that, obviously only you guys' predictions will count this week, and the rest have got it all to do if they don't come. Right. As I said, big up to the chat, big up to everybody at home. Give us a like and subscribe, please. Don't ask much. Just please. Don't ask too much of you. We'll be back next week, but also we'll be posting the tables up on X for you guys to see how you're doing. The competition this week between you is hot. There's a lot of difference in your predictions. And yeah, some of you are going to rack up the points. Well, thanks, gentlemen. We'll see you next week, Thursday, 8 o'clock, same Wednesday, 8 o'clock, same time, for Fight Week 3. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, buddy.